First off, before I start, um, shout outs to my boy Pius X, whose feast day is actually today. So, for Pius X, ora pro nobis. Hi guys, it has been a really good while since I've actually talked to you guys like this. I kind of took a bit of a hiatus from doing this because the Lord wanted me to take a break. And so I think it's time to come back again. And if not, actually no. Not if it's not. He wants me back. So let's do this. Let's talk. First of all, let's talk about happiness. Where does it come from? Right? Because a lot of us, we search, for those who don't know what happiness is, and the world teaches us that we should find happiness on what we think, right? So happiness is a subjective thing that we determine, right? But as Catholic Christians, and maybe some of you out there aren't, right? But I want to tell you what we believe, sort of in a sense, right? Of what is happiness, right? And for that, we're going to go to the Beatitudes, right? We're going to go to Matthew chapter 5. And it's going to speak about something really cool that I think that even us Catholics sometimes, we miss. Because we're so focused on everything around us, right? So let's look at the Beatitudes. Because Jesus, he's talking in the Sermon on the Mount. Sorry, I'm kind of sweaty. It's kind of hot. It's the middle of August. It feels terrible. Oh my goodness. But continuing. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the lands. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the clean of heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for the sake of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when they insult you and persecute you, and utter every kind of evil against you falsely, because of me. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward will be great in heaven. Thus they persecuted the prophets who were before you. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Blessed. Blessed. Another word for blessed, and I think, with the translations, it's happy. So, replace blessed with happy, which is what we're supposed to do, which is kind of weird because, right? What is happy about being poor in spirit? Especially when we're talking about this world where there's a great emphasis on what you have and that determining your identity, right? It's like the more you have, the more you are, right? The blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn. What? There's something, in our secular ears, there's something that just doesn't sound right when we hear this, right? And look, us Catholics, right? If we weren't in Catholic school, and even some in the Catholic schools, right? We're so used to the secularist, materialist idea that we can find happiness in the world, right? We don't do it consciously, but as a kid, we're embedded with it subconsciously. The sense that happiness comes from what I have, what I can do, and from what I can achieve. But what does Jesus say? Jesus is talking about looking up instead of looking across. Why is that important? Because if we will never be happy without God. Because God is happiness. We've misunderstood happiness throughout the years. And we've understood it as a subjective joy, as something that brings me joy, right? Not authentic joy, but joy, right? We measure happiness on our scale, right? We measure happiness by the way things interact with us. What is God telling us? No. We should measure happiness by his scale, not ours, which is really neat. It's honestly really groundbreaking, to think about that you can never, and I hope that you can understand, you'll never find happiness without God. It's not, this is not an opinion, it's a pure fact. I mean, look at all the people who not only win the lottery or have everything, right? They have the money, they have the cars, they have girls, they have the big mansion, they have everything. But they're still unhappy. Some of those people even end up, sadly killing themselves. Why is that? Why is that? Because the world has taught us for years that the more we have, the more happy we'll be. And yet the opposite effect happens. Why? Because we have been deceived. We have been deceived. Happiness does not come from anything or anyone in this world. It comes from God. We have to start looking up. We have to get out of this thinking that I'm going to find happiness as soon as I get this, or I'm going to find happiness as soon as I get my doctorate, or as soon as I have my boyfriend or girlfriend or wife or husband, or as soon as I have my kids, or as soon as whatever it is that you're aspiring to be. If God does not thine it for you, or does not give it to you, or does not inspire you to do it, you're not going to be happy. In fact, you're going to be sad. We all seek happiness. Aristotle says that. We're beings that seek happiness. Every single action that we do to seek happiness. No, I don't. Well, you do. If you analyze everything that you do in life, it's because you want to seek happiness. You do. You can deny your emotions. You can say that you're not one of those people, but everybody is. I am. You are. The saints were. They sought happiness. But the thing about the saints is that they looked up for happiness. They didn't look across. They didn't look for the world for happiness. They always looked up to God because they knew God was the one who was going to make them happy. And it's not only happy, it was a joy. So guys, let's look up. Let's look up. I love you guys. And I'll catch you guys later. Yeah. Love you guys. Bye.